welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on the Iron Crafter Challenge that Anna at Peacecraft Love and I host each month over on the Peacecraft Love Clubhouse on Facebook. This month's mystery item is metal embellishments other than brads and eyelets. We've already done brads and eyelets this year, so I wanted to clarify that we are not using brads and eyelets as our metal embellishments. So I don't have a ton of metal embellishments. I have a few. And these are the ones that I kind of keep out on my desk. And these are a variety of bits and pieces. Most of it is Tim Holtz stuff, like the little ribbon slides, and these are Tim Holtz. Actually not sure where these two pieces came from, but I put them in the bowl. I also have metal paper clips on my desk that I pick from and use often. Some of them are painted lovely colors and others are just plain. The other metal stuff that I have are in this drawer that I have in a calyx behind where I record. These are metal book rings that actually don't go in here. I have some metal gears that I bought, I think at Hobby Lobby, in their, not in their scrapbooking section, but in another section, like their charms section maybe. A lot of Tim Holtz items in here. These are all new, but like this is super old metal embellishment, 2008 by Making Memories. The company's not even in business any longer. I have other paper clips. These are number clips. There's just a bunch of weird stuff. These are from Sassafras Lass. They are metal buttons or they're metal flowers with buttons on them. At least I think they're metal. You know what? Those look like chipboard. I'll have to look at that. Some metal tabs. This is a metal flower from Sassafras Lass. Some more charms for Making Memories, spare parts from Hobby Lobby. Just some other various bits and pieces that I collect here and there, kind of goes in here. I don't buy a whole lot of metal embellishments. Sometimes they come in kits. Sometimes they don't. Oh, here's some colored gears. Anyway, that's kind of what I have for metal embellishments. Ironically, this is part of an old necklace of mine that broke, and so I put it in here because I thought it would work as something like an altered canvas or something. But these are in a drawer behind where I record in my calyx, and that's where they get stored for me to dig through. So I am using my August counterfeit kit to create this layout. This is a picture of my granddaughter with her mama. And then I'm also pulling in some pom-pom trim that I picked up from the Dollar Tree. I am going to do a little bit of mixed media. So the piece of white cardstock that I chose is a piece of Joann's white cardstock. They're heavy white cardstock. And so I'm going to use that to do a little bit of mixed media. I'm going to use this to draw some circles on here with some distress crayons. So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that mixed media, and I will be right back. So I recently did a tutorial using my gelatos, and Tim Holtz distress crayons are very similar to the gelatos, as are Vicky Bouton's watercolor crayons that she has. I don't have any of hers, but I do have an entire bag full of the distress crayons, and so I'm going to use these for my mixed media, or at least for part of it. So the first thing I did is I used a roll of tape to do some circles on the opposite corners on my background, and then I've sprayed some water on top to cause those circles to blend a little bit. Now I'm taking two colors, I think it's Rusty Hinge and Fossilized Amber, and I'm spraying water on my glass mat, and I'm mixing them with that paintbrush, and I am going to stamp with these and just kind of create a little bit of pattern around these circles. Now I'm going to warn you, it is not a clear stamp because of the way that I'm choosing to stamp, and so it's just going to kind of give you an outline. The dried background, you can see some of the words and some of the butterflies and things, and the hearts as well that I'm adding with this other stamp. This stamp came from Hip Kit. It was in one of my kits this year, and I've just had it set aside on my desktop to use. Next, I'm going to use some more of the darker orangey color. Like I said, I believe this is Rusty Hinge, but it might actually be Spiced Pumpkin. I didn't exactly look. And I'm going to do the same thing as I did before. I'm going to color on my glass mat. I'm going to spray some water on it, and now I'm going to use this to do the packaging technique to add a little bit more color on this layout. The colors that I have chosen for this layout are the green and white striped that you saw at the beginning of the video, and those yellow and orangey flowers that I fussy cut from another pattern paper in my kit. I'm using this orange to bring out those yellows and oranges. Next, I'm going to take the same stamp that I used before, and I'm going to use some archival ink in, I think it's called Watering Can. It's a dark gray, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this stamp twice, one on each circle. I believe this stamp is either a Bow Bunny stamp or a Jenny Bolin stamp, not quite sure. Next, I'm going to take the same heart stamp that I used a little bit ago, and I'm going to ink it up with this Distress Oxide, and then I'm going to use my spray bottle, and I'm going to go ahead and spritz this to give it more of a watery feel. I just felt like I needed more hearts on it, and I wasn't getting enough. The ink pad is Distress Oxide Wild Honey, and as I spray it with water, you can see that Distress Oxide doing its thing and how it starts lifting the color and stuff. And so now I'm rolling my paper towel over it to give it a little bit of drying. Next up, I am going to go ahead and add some washi tape. This washi tape is going to land on either side of the green and white striped paper. I did place the green and white striped paper on there and pencil mark so that I had a kind of an idea of where it would end up. No, I didn't get that washi tape on there straight, but it's close enough for me. And now I'm going to go ahead and put my green and white striped paper down the center of my layout. And now I have all this beautiful mixed media peeking out either side of it, going, from corner to corner. So I decided I was going to mat my photo with this piece of pattern paper. The other side, though, I was cutting off that strip that you saw me cut off because I know I want to use that for another layout, and I wanted those colors. So I'm just going to set that aside for later, and I cut this piece of paper, and I'm going to plop it down here in the middle. So I'm going to begin building this layout. I will mat that photo, and at the end of this little section of the video, I'll place a piece of cardstock next to my layout, and that is what I mat that photo on. But for now, I'm just kind of playing around with the embellishments and things that I chose. I knew that I wanted to use this trim with the little pom-poms on it because it's just so cute. I got that at the Dollar Tree in town, and got it in several different colors around Easter time, and so I was kind of tickled because before, if I had to get it, I had to get it from a scrapbooking company, and that cost some money for those, so paying $1 for quite a bit of it made me much happier. I'm just going to layer these fussy cut flowers all over the mixed media area, and then I'm going to bring in my title here. Decided to use this Paige Evans Wonder set, and I'm going to put Happy Life in orange on there. Now I don't get them on here straight right away, but off camera I will use a ruler and glue those down because, as you know, the puffy letters just don't really stick well. So anyway, so that's where the title is going to end up. All right, I am putting the last 2 bits of my metal on here, the little charms, and that's going to be about it for that. All right, I have this layout completed. I glued everything down off camera. I added in some labels with some journaling. I need to go back through my files and find the date for this photo. I matted the photo on that cardstock that I showed you in the last little segment of the video. So what did I use to glue down the metal pieces? I used glue dots. I tend to use glue dots or glue lines to glue stuff like that down. I also used glue dots to glue down my twine bits. Added some foam here, 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 and here. And one of the things that I forgot to talk about is staples. I have the Tim Holtz tiny attacher with little staples, and so I added some here, here, and then on the journaling spots as well. So that is my layout for Iron Crafter Challenge. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment, and or subscribe. If you are not a subscriber, please subscribe. YouTube will let you know when I put new content out. I strive for 3 to 4 videos per week, except for on the months when I'm participating in a daily hop, and there's a couple of those coming up soon. But I am so happy that you are here. And if you have any questions about anything that you saw me do on this layout, technique-wise, or anything else, just drop it below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Also, make sure that you check out that description box for the playlist that is listed below, as well as the links to the Instagram channels who are also participating in this monthly hop. We love that you will link up and you play along. We also love that you guys leave us love on our channels and Instagram accounts. You guys have a great rest of your Friday. Bye.